What's up, preppers? Welcome back to another video. And the other day we did a live and talked about the knock-on effects of Trump's winning the presidential race in the United States, which the majority of us are kind of glad of because, things were heading a bit too far left. But the knock-on effects is we do have a left-wing government at the moment. We do have government representatives that have directly insulted Trump, directly insulted Elon Musk, directly insulted that entire administration. And what's going to be the comeback on that? Well, we've seen something straight away, technically. So there's currently a plan in place for Trump to consider about ending the Ukraine war. And that is an 800-mile buffer zone between the Ukraine and Russia, but the actual line of who has what being frozen. Here's that map, or that idea as it is now. And you can see the Russian-controlled territory will be completely annexed and part of Russia. And also that Ukraine will shelve its ambition to join NATO for 20 years, and the current front lines frozen in place. This 800-mile demilitarized zone won't be manned by American troops, won't be manned by Ukrainian troops or NATO troops. Specifically, British troops will have to man this 800-mile DMZ. So, talk about thrown in to the thick of it. I'm not sure how this can possibly go ahead, how we can agree to this. One of Trump's team told the Wall Street Journal, "We can do training and other support, but the barrel of the gun is going to be European. We are not sending American men and women to uphold peace in Ukraine, and we are not paying for it. Get the Poles, Germans, British, and French to do it." But specifically, the British has been outlined here. And this could be due to Lammy, the absolute joke of a man, insulting them. I mean, it's really, literally, we're getting thrown under a bus here, I'm afraid. On Friday, George Osborne said, "It's not realistic for the UK to keep backing Ukraine without US support following Trump's victory." He went on to say, "Is it realistic to expect complete victory for Ukraine, the complete ejection of Russia from Ukrainian territory? And if it's not, it may suit our vanity in the West to say plucky Ukrainians, but it's not our children who are dying," said the former chancellor. Whether Vladimir Putin will agree to this and what threats can be made to make him do so is another story, how this is all going to pan out. But Trump's administration is very confident, to the point that they've said they will end that war within 24 hours of their first day in office. So we wait with bated breath to see what the solution is. But what do you think about sending British troops over there to man a demilitarized zone? It seems like it should be something done by the Ukrainians themselves if this agreement's in place. We know that they have the equipment and the armed forces still available to do so. And seems like it would create constant jobs in the Ukraine if we were back to peace times, but they needed that constantly manning. So the fact that they're talking about putting British troops over there, it's just, how will our government react to this? Will they, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full? Or will they completely go against it? And is this a way of the USA saying, we tried our hand, you don't agree to it, right, we're going to back off then, it's all on you, and staying out of it completely? And is it their way of pulling out of this conflict completely guilt-free, leaving Europe to fend for itself and NATO? In other scary, fiery news, Iran and their Space Command has released a video which pretty much just shows the missile tunnels that we've seen before, but also there's footage of something being launched at one point. That's not official footage, that's somebody else has filmed that, but they've released this video and they've put a statement with it, which translates to this, for the best we can see: "We will blind your eyes, which are constantly observing the air and space in these restless nights, to stop seeing what is coming to you. Cut off the blood supply to your power components, and we will disable the components of your power, God willing." This has been translated by a few preppers and a few channels as potentially an EMP threat. So do Iran have EMP technology? What did they actually launch up there? What did they launch that hasn't re-entered the atmosphere? Are they in? Do they have EMPs in space? Sounds it sounds a bit far-fetched for a country like Iran when they're still struggling with nuclear capabilities as it is. But we don't know. We'll keep watching, keep our eyes open. Often threats from official government agencies like this are not posted unless there's some sort of follow-up. So, bottom line, how's this affecting our prepping? How does this affect us in the UK? Well, if you're going into the military or you're joining the reserves, then potentially you could be stationed at some point along a demilitarized zone. So prepare for that one. However, just generally living in the UK, it's getting more and more difficult. There's power shortages happening across Europe, and we currently get our reserves of what we need from European countries. So if they decide they've not got enough to even give us some extra, we could start to see these rolling blackouts occurred. And it's not just a case of random people in videos like me saying this now. National news and national papers and things like that and government bodies are now saying we need to be prepared for this. This could be happening. And they wouldn't say that lightly. It's not like they'd want to cause that kind of fear. They'd usually not tell us at all till something happens. So the fact that we're getting prepped for this means we should be prepped for this. So no matter what else you're prepping for, whether it's another pandemic, whether it's World War III, anything like that, civil unrest, make sure loss of power or blackout is one of the top priorities on your list for a sustainable amount of time. 3 days is the minimum that the government are advising. I'd recommend having a lot more than that, because if you use up your 3 days worth and it's a 3-day blackout, then you're going to have to go out and buy all them supplies again. So is everybody else that only got 3 days worth. So you're going to see shortages. So make sure you've got plenty of stock of whatever your blackout preps are, whether that's power banks and running completely off grid, like my friend Scottish Prepper, or whether it's like me and you've got candles and you're a bit more old-fashioned when it comes to blackout prepping. Either way, it needs to be top of your list, and ideally, if you can, get yourself ready for it and test your preps. Just a quick update, wanted to go through them points. Not sure how the DMZ side of things will pan out. I do think Trump is good for America, for USA. I really do. Whether he's good for us, the fact that we've got a left-wing government, I can't see the special relationship improving anytime soon. So we wait with bated breath and see if the rub-off effects on the UK are positive, or if we're just so far apart that it's going to fracture that relationship. We wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on these two stories below. Anything else you've heard, feel free to comment that below and help the community out. And don't forget, stay prepared. Blackouts, loss of power has to be your number one right now. Push that up the list of things to do. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.